Okay, so we're getting close to the end now, man.
Yeah, penultimate part.
We're going to be heading down into hell momentarily, but first we've got to collect some more bullshit random items before we can do that.
Come on, it's never bullshit. Every item has a meaning.
I don't know. Yeah, okay, so I think we've got to enter this other weird, like, parallel dimension so we can get an item to, like, access the gate into hell. It's a bit weird. I think it has more to do with them just recycling levels than us actually going into, like, a parallel world or anything.
Yeah, we've been doing a lot of that, you know.
This whole last segment of the game is kind of just the first level again, but it makes up for it with the final level in hell being...
Yeah, exactly.
Being pretty badass.
How many games can say they ended by going to hell?
A
lot.
It's usually, yeah.
but they're usually good,
Yeah,
so...
yeah. Okay, so from there we got this, the thing that we needed to go through the mirror, for some reason, which is the portal to the other dimension. Funnily enough, didn't Virgil come out of the mirror when we first met him? So is he from this parallel world? Ooh.
He's from the future. He is you because he looked just like you, so he's you now going back to fight you.
Okay, so we got the Philosopher's Stone, but before we can go use it, these creepy-ass fucks
These
show up.
guys. Why?
God damn, they are really weird looking. They're really cool design, I gotta say.
They're absolutely horrifying. You just put a gas mask on or something?
Yeah. I don't know what the fuck is... Yeah, anyway, after you... Like, I think after you hit them a couple times, they put this mask on. I don't know. I really don't know.
I don't even know what to say.
I beat them pretty quickly, but one thing they can do is they can actually absorb your devil trigger out of you, and I think get health back from that. So you really got to take them down quickly if you want to get through the fight. And also, when they die, they let out this little, like... sort of muddy, pukey explosion, which can damage you if you stick around to grab the orb.
I remember.
So, yeah.
Is that the only time you fight them?
No, they appear in hell, I think, later on, so we're going to be seeing them again.
Yeah, I was going to say, because it's one of those things that if you're replaying the game, but don't actually, complete it, you rarely ever see these things, you know? Like,
yeah. Just went up there to get another blue orb fragment. I haven't really been collecting all of the blue orb fragments, but as long as you get the ones that are kind of in your way, you don't.
You've
really...
got 2 bars so far, yeah.
Yeah, you don't really run out of health.
That's enough, I guess.
I did buy a couple, so.
Are you gonna get 2 more by the end?
Dunno, can't quite remember. I think I do.
Dante looks so cool, strutting around with that big thing on his arm.
Yeah, man. So I think that's all we had to do this mission, is just go there and get that stone, and then we have to go back to the room where we fought Phantom for the first time.
So I never really used this gun, but, like, would you say it's more useful than just using double trigger?
No, but it definitely tears through things pretty well. Like, as you can see, when I used it before, I just went, like, straight to S if you do a full-on charge shot all the way through everybody.
Yeah.
But I think it just depends. If you're good for health...
Yeah, it depends on the situation, yeah.
Yeah, if you're good for health, you might as well just use Nightmare. But the benefit of Devil Trigger is that it restores your life, so...
Yeah.
Okay, so we're heading down, man. We're going into the lair of Mundus.
Ooh, I'm so excited.
It's gonna be good, it's gonna be good.
That was the Philosopher's Egg.
I think that was the Philosopher's Stone. We needed to fertilize the Philosopher's Egg in that fire to get it to work. I don't know.
What?
It's like Resident Evil puzzle logic is already weird enough, so just add the fucking demon element to it.
Yeah.
You know,
you got an
to
S
Devil May
though,
Cry.
so...
I got an S, yeah, I got an S, man.
Good job.
Oh,
You just bought another blue orb?
Yeah. since I only use Alistair for the most part, and I've gotten most of the moves for Alistair that I want, from now on all I really need to buy is health and Devil Trigger Orbs.
Yeah.
Now this level looks really cool. Look at the detail on the walls.
This reminds me of, one section of DMC3, but way more detail.
So that was the second appearance of the Ice Guys, but
you just
like
immediately leave.
Like hell am I going to stick around to fight them?
Uh-huh. Whoa. So cool looking.
Writing on the walls is never a good sign.
Mm-hmm.
Dante!
You can just tell she's playing.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha, Dante. You didn't see the obvious 4 little thingies on the ground? Even I knew that was a boss fight.
I've got to say, man, I think this is probably the hardest boss fight in the game, this third fight against Nightmare.
Yeah, I remember it being pretty tough.
It's at least the one that took me the longest to do.
Mm-hmm. It's one of the more memorables.
It's harder than the previous ones, primarily because you're now in this really enclosed area.
Yeah, exactly.
Compared to last time. Even though he doesn't have that many more moves, they're just a lot more lethal. Not to mention that the little circle things that you hit to get him to come out of his sludge form are now so close to him, it's really hard to get away and hit them without him coming to get you. In fact, the controls are somewhat at fault here, because the lock-on prioritizes Nightmare more than the circles on the wall. So there's times where I'm trying to hit the circles on the wall, but it will try and go for Nightmare instead, which isn't what I wanted.
Mm-hmm. This is such a delight to just sit back and watch. Like, the environment is really cool, and this guy is really cool. And obviously Dante is really cool.
It's a lot more stressful when you actually have to do it.
Yeah.
But yeah, again, Nightmare's just really cool, and this level we're fighting him in, Jesus, like the writing on the ceiling, like the blue like walls around it, it's just, this is great.
Really great atmosphere. This feels like an area you'd fight this guy in.
Again, his like top thing starts coming up and just hitting me on top. I shouldn't stay up there as long as I did.
Well, you have the chance to hit it, you just, okay, I'll take a little bit of damage.
Yeah.
It's worth it. So which attack specifically takes you down to fight other bosses? Is it that
the one where he like engulfs like this little sludge like cocoon comes up to grab you? I don't get hit by it, so.
Whoa, that's really cool.
Yeah. I think if you get stuck in there, maybe he does the sludge attack to get you down to other bosses, but I'm not sure.
Huh. I've never seen that before. This guy has like a million moves, and they're all really cool. Like, those things keep like shooting out at you?
Yeah, I love the one where he just gets the little balls and the blue little lasers come out at you. Like, yeah, it's pretty awesome. Now here's where the curveball hits you. Trish comes in and enacts her betrayal and strikes you down. So now, not only are you fighting Nightmare, but Trish is sending in some attacks as well to try and get you.
So easy.
Well, that's just not fair.
It isn't, and also Nightmare becomes a lot harder because, he has 2 balls, one in the back and one on top. Yes, yeah. Very, very mature, Hayden. The one on the back, you need to destroy both of them, and the one on the back goes down really slowly, I think. I'm not sure, but you need to destroy both of them, and it's kind of tricky.
You guys pretty much have the same health bar.
Yeah, man. Things were getting pretty intense.
Those little worms scurrying after you. Man, this is so cool.
Yeah, you see, he's gotten his ball out at the back, and I'm hitting away at it, and it's going down pretty slow. And now, when that health bar's down, his top one comes out. And this is where I'm just super panicking. I'm just getting on top of him, trying to kill him before he kills me.
Yeah, I don't think there's any other boss in this series that lives up to like how complex the design of this boss is and how many attacks it has. Like, sure, there are better bosses, but just this guy's crazy.
Yeah. I also think like this is the one case where the repetition of the boss fights, like doing them 3 times, kind of adds a bit to it, because you're like kind of in this kind of war with these bosses where you're going back and forth between them trying to kill them, and then finally you manage to take them down, and that's why it's satisfying.
Yeah,
like,
I can see that.
That thing didn't work in, say, 4 when you repeat the boss fights,
Yeah.
because in 4 you're just fighting the exact same boss in the exact same location.
Yeah.
So there's no sense there that there's like a back and forth. It just feels like padding. Here you're fighting them in different locations. They're getting new moves, so it's definitely feels a lot better, and it's a lot cooler to finally take them down.
Yeah.
So Dante just saved Trish.
Yeah,
Don't know
even
why.
though she betrayed us.
Why did you save my life?
Because you look like my mother. Now get out of my sight. The next time we meet, it won't be like this.
This line Dante says here is actually pretty good. I was actually kind of struck by it.
You may look like my mother, but you're nowhere close to her. You have no soul. You have the face, but you'll never have her fire.
Ooh, ice cold.
Wow, Trish really sucks at betrayals, huh? A rock nearly crushed her.
And Moon disappears like a little, like her conscience or something. It's on her shoulder.
So, I think that's the end of that mission. Pretty short mission, but it's considering how tough that boss is.
That was decent enough. That was 6 minutes. That wasn't that short.
Yeah. It was just the boss fight, but it was a damn good boss fight. So,
Yeah.
I really like this next level that's coming up, the final stretch to the final boss. It really does a lot of things right.
Yeah, you know, after all the level repetition, at least it didn't come back and then have a lame final final area.
Yeah, like some games. Devil May Cry 4.
Yeah, it leaves a good taste in your mouth at the end. You know, like, oh god, I fucking replayed so many levels.
And yeah, again, the look of this level, the feel of this level, just the straight, like the red mist, the creepy ass walls, the moving like tentacles, like that thing's like beating like a heart. Yeah,
This area
it's great.
feels alive.
You really feel like you're coming to the end of your journey, especially with the music. There's a really good, like, it's got a really good beat to it. It's like, yeah, you really feel like you're culminating your journey here. So basically, though, this whole level is just like this huge detour. You need to get to a switch in that room, so we have to go around the long way.
Oh, I love how you have to, like, you can't just go through the doors. You have to, like, you know.
Yeah. Look how many skulls are on that door.
So metal.
Oh, look how it's moving,
yeah,
like the floor, like, oh, yeah, that's great. That's great.
Like, can you imagine? I mean, like, this had to be amazing playing it. Like, this is like such an early PS2 game.
Yeah,
And,
yeah.
like, this is next gen. Whoa, these environments are fucking crazy.
I know. Well, there's a reason why this series was so popular and so influential at the time, because it was just, it must have been pretty jaw-dropping to play it back then.
Yeah. But I mean, like, what do we have to show for PS4 and Xbox One?
I know, right? I mean, this was early PS2, 2001, so...
Yeah.
Okay, so we're fighting another one of these guys. They get smaller as you fight them, and then they blow up. It's just a case of trying to take them down quickly before they can enact any of their bullshit moves.
I've been playing Nier a lot lately, and there's some robots at one point in that game where you defeat them, and then they, like, just sit on the item they drop and explode if you actually try to get it. So you gotta wait for them to, you know, fuck off.
Cheap tricks. What makes this level kind of difficult is that you fight a lot of enemies, but there's a long stretch where you don't, like, go for any doors, which is kind of like your sort of checkpoint, so to speak. So it's a bit of a survival round.
Those things don't just explode. They explode and explode and explode.
These things on the wall are quite annoying as well.
Yeah, but they're cool to look at.
I think this is where I go down a dead end.
Those things are...
Yeah.
Like, when you play as them, when you're playing the game, it's just like, get off of me.
Yeah, I know, right?
They're really creepy. Like, that would not be enjoyable to have happen to you in real life.
This fight's pretty intense, because I've got no health.
Oh yeah, just spam the same attack.
Yeah, just spam this. You know, when the chips are down in Devil May Cry, I tend to just go for what I know is gonna work.
I do not have time for this. Just gonna stinger you to death.
Stinging you to death.
At least you got health, yeah.
Where you going? This is where I go the wrong way, I'm pretty sure.
I love when the enemies shatter into glassy kind of like shards.
Oh, yeah.
It's really cool.
That door's green. I don't know why. The variety in these environments, I'm just going to pass it off as that. Now, this room is a pain in the ass because it's like the finale of the platforming in Devil May Cry.
Yeah, you can tell like when they were making this game, they made the mansion and then they made this, and they didn't really, like there's a good section where they just kind of came up with a way to connect the two without actually,
Yeah, like here I'm so not fighting these guys, and yet they won't let me hit the damn switch to get these platforms going.
Well, I mean, that's the point.
Yeah, well, I'm just trying to get to the end as fast as possible.
That's the mark of a good game.
The mark of a good game. And I keep fucking it up.
Yeah, this is a lot like an area from 3. I don't know if you've gotten to it yet.
Probably not.
Because you still haven't completed that.
Hey, I'm waiting for the perfect moment to get the most out of my Devil May Cry 3 experience.
Spent like 300 hours playing DMC4, but I don't have any time to play DMC3.
With DMC4, I can just boot it up when I'm like watching other things, watching something online, listening to some music. But with DMC3, I want to find a moment when I can experience it all at once.
You can just not listen to music and not watch a show or whatever and just play it.
I don't know how long it's been since I've beaten a game without at least stopping and putting something on in the background at least once. Okay, so that's basically all we had to do here. Now we jump across this gap and we activate this last switch, and we've got access to Mundus's quarters.
I love the effect on those doors.
Yeah, especially this one, because this one has like a bunch of like glass things that are about to explode.
Yo, it's the final door, man. I don't know, just fucking stick a bunch of hands on it.
Nothing standing in our way now.
Mundus, how are you gonna guard your lair? Stick like 7 hands.
Alrighty then, so join us next time for the finale, guys.
Aw, yeah.